Friday morning, my friends. I'm Pastor Ben Hayes bringing you our thought for the day on this fantastic Friday. It is still Thursday for me, pre recording this, but I want you to know we are so thankful that you guys are with us on this Friday morning. Got a lot going on this weekend. Sunday morning, 8:30 and 11 o'clock worship, 9:45 Bible study. We prayer walk the elementary school at 12:30 Sunday, and then 4 o'clock we've got small groups. So come on and be a part of all of that with us this weekend. Right now, join me at the end of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 31, and we're going to move on through chapter 13. Look what he says. But earnestly desire the best gifts. Yesterday I made this statement that the best gifts are apostles, prophets, teachers. Go back up to verse 28 and you see that. Understand that those are the gifts that Paul is saying those are the ones we should want rather than the gift of tongues, rather than the spectacular gifts. But then look at what he says. And yet I show you a more excellent way, a way that is even better than the spiritual gifts. Look at what he says. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Oh, wow. What a powerful statement that the Apostle Paul is making here. Because what he's saying is you can be filled with the Holy Spirit. You can have all of the gifts that he's talked about and some that he hadn't mentioned before. You can have all of these spiritual gifts. But if you don't exercise them in love, then look at how he puts it. He says you become sounding brass or clanging cymbal. Imagine the picture here is of a bunch of trumpets playing all whatever they want to play. Nobody's playing the same song, and cymbals just banging together over and over again. He says that's what it means when you have love and you try to exercise these spiritual gifts. Now, I want you to understand this here. We're talking about agape love, self sacrificial love that says, I want what's best for you, even if it costs me. Even if I have to sacrifice to make that happen. It is God's love for us. It's what He did on the cross by sending His Son Jesus to die for us. It's what we as parents do for our children. We sacrifice for those that we love. That's what we're talking about here. So we can have these great gifts, these spectacular gifts, and everybody looks at us and say, man, they must really be filled with the Holy Spirit. But if we're not filled with agape love for the people around us, we are wasting our time. We are doing nothing. Now, here's the thing. Paul will talk about this later. He says, you've got an assembly full of people and everybody's speaking in tongues. You got a lost person that comes in. What are they going to think? I tell you what I would think. I would think, but these folks are nuts. And it means nothing to them. So why should they stay? So they walk out, maybe never to come back to church again. It's like sounding brass, clanging cymbals. All right, what if I have the gift of prophecy and I am foretelling the gospel, or I am foretelling, thus saith the Lord? And a lot of pastors do this, and this is what's tough for me to say. A lot of times what pastors do is they'll bang the pulpit and they'll preach hellfire and brimstone as if they're excited about it. I got to tell you, I preach about hell. I preach about judgment. I preach about discipline, but I don't do it with a smile. I don't do it with joy in my heart. It breaks my heart to think about those who are lost, who are going to spend an eternity in hell. And so what I want to do is I want to preach hell. I want to preach judgment. I want to preach God's discipline. I want to preach God's wrath, but I want to do it like God does, with love. In one of the verses I'm working on this week for our devotional time, we're talking about a combination of God's wrath and God's mercy. Every time God proclaims that He's going to bring judgment, every time He pours out His wrath, there's always mercy. There's always mercy. There's always His love reaching out, trying to help those who are under the wrath come back into relationship with Him. So if I have the gift of prophecy, I understand all the mysteries, and I have all knowledge, and I have faith so that I could remove mountains. I mean, think about that kind of faith that He's talking about here. But if I don't have love, I am nothing. Love is the key. Love is what reaches a lost and hurting world. Think about that this weekend. Be blessed. I'll see you back here on Monday.